Have you ever wondered, could my friends actually survive if they crash landed on another planet? Could I lead them not just to survive, but to actually thrive? No? Well, I did. To test it, I gathered my friends, gave each of them a personal goal, and today we are finally going to find out. Welcome to Rimworld. Hi! Like I said, today we are going to see if my friends can survive a crash landing and how good of a leader I actually am. But to test this out, we can't just play Rimworld. We need a way to measure our success. So, before starting the game, I came up with a list of goals, messaged my friends, and made them all pick one. And to really make this a challenge, we are going to be playing with Randy as a narrator on Blood and Dust difficulty. Now, as for my friends. The original three I randomly selected are Astrinix, Jack, and Nautilus. All of them with a decent stats and skills. Astrea will be our farmer and medic, because God knows we are going to need one. Jack is our handyman, taking care of construction and crafting. Also a decent melee fighter. And Nautilus with great shooting skills and great artist. Now, since Astrinix is our starting pawn, it gives me a chance to do something funny. If we look at the genes that we can give to our pawns. Oh, would you look at that? Body size 70%. Please nobody tell her I did this, my ankles will be in danger. Let's also take a quick look at the goals these three chose. Master at least one psi tree, specifically static ward. Okay, that's not bad. Become a captain of a graph ship, also very doable. And start a crypt or a skull shrine using fallen colonists and raiders. Okay. Anyway, with our crew ready, it was time to crash land. Okay then, let's see what we are working with. Now this map looks amazing. Surrounded by mountains, only 2 entrances and a huge pond in the middle. We got some caves to work with, some insects that might actually prove useful, and a decent amount of space to work with. So let's put everyone to work and get to it. First things we need are shelter and storage. So I quickly mapped out 2 small rooms, one to sleep in and the other to put all our junk in. Next up, farms. I quickly looked over the new plants added by Vanilla Plants Extended and set up a few fields on the rich soil nearby. As my friends started their work, I noticed we have a pet. Yes, I didn't notice it at the character creation. I am dumb. So say hi to Sin. Don't get too attached though. I guess our crash landing was noticed by the locals, because soon after, some wild people wandered in. I didn't pay much attention to them. I was half expecting the insects to take care of them sooner or later. And here we go. Sin is sick. I know I said don't get attached, but this was way too quick, even for my standards. Well, nothing to do but for Astrea to give him some medicine and back to basics. We need power. So Jack built a wind turbine. We need food. So Jack and Nautilus built a small kitchen. Also, eating without a table is like the worst thing you can ever make your pawns do in a Rimworld. So let's get a table as soon as possible. With the absolute basics taken care of and the days peacefully passing by, my friends spend their time mining and getting ready to start some research. And Astrea decided to give me the hardest task in the whole game. Naming the colony. I am not good with names. Let's do something simple then. The last resting place. I think it's very topical. I don't know why, I just have a feeling. Each night, when my friends slept, I took some time to sketch out the design of the future mountain base. And during the day, I was doing my best helping my friends to survive, like stopping Nautilus from chasing animals into the insect lair. And also getting them their own rooms so they can stop waking each other up during the night. Around this time, we intercepted a signal about a ship in orbit. By responding to this signal, we tricked the ship to crashing at our colony. This is great. Not only we get some materials out of it, but we also get access to the graph engine, the main component of constructing our own spaceship. Now, we are a long way from doing that, but it's great to have. The crash must have again attracted some attention, because not long after, a group of manhunting minks arrived. 3 of them. Not that dangerous, but I'm not exactly confident with my friend's fighting abilities right now. I did have a plan. Do you remember the wild people that wandered in? Well, time to put them to use. They will serve as a great distraction while my friends try to shoot them down. Now, don't get it wrong, we definitely didn't intentionally position ourselves behind these wild people to use them as a distraction. It was just an unfortunate accident they found themselves in front of us. Surely, we would never do something like that. and I was right to be worried. As the wild man was being teared apart, Astra and Nautilus did their best to help them. Their aim was just a little bit off. They managed to take out one of the Minks and almost shooting the wild man multiple times before he actually went down. Now Jack had to step in with his knife and actually make a short work of them, suffering only one bite. Nice job, Jack! Right after this incident, we received another visit, this time a friendly one. Some hunters from Shattered Empire were walking by looking for things to hunt. I wasn't going to stop them, even if I wanted to, they would destroy us in a heartbeat. But that doesn't mean we can't get something out of this. I watched them closely. Maybe they would leave some killed animals behind we could use for food, or maybe some of them could have an accident. As if I predicted it, one of the hunters missed and shot one of his friends. With their hunting finished, 2 healthy hunters left with their trophies, and the injured one stayed behind to take care of their wounds. And that was our time. I quickly turned one of the constructed rooms into prison and went to arrest him. Fortunately, the arrest happened without any resistance. As you can imagine, the Shattered Empire wasn't exactly happy with my actions and swore to retaliate. But we will deal with that later. Sadly, this move turned out to be even worse than I expected. Not long after arresting the member of Shattered Empire, they died in our prison due to infection. Well, shit. Wait, a new person wants to join us? Colin? Okay, sure, welcome in. Now, let's look at your stats. Well, not great, but you're only 16, so honestly, not so bad. There is just one thing. Your name. Everybody, please welcome Boo. With the name change, I also gave Boo a little bit of a makeover. Yep, this will work. To properly welcome Boo into our colony, Jack decided it would be a great time to go on an insulting spree. Great first impression. Good job, Jack. For some better news, we also got a call from a deserter running from the Shattered Empire, looking for a safe place to stay. In exchange for joining our colony, he offers a knowledge of an outpost with Psylings that would allow us to use Psy powers. Well, I can't say no to that. Shattered Empire already hates us, and I also really want the Psylings. Soon after his arrival, a hunting party chasing him followed, consisting of one man? Oh, we can deal with that. Actually, it turns out we don't even have to. The hunter decided to peek into a nearby cave, full of insects. I sent Nautilus and our new member just to make sure of his demise. After putting a few bullets into the hunter, they fell back and let the insects finish the job. Nice! As for our new member, welcome in, Waleed. With our colony's unexpected quick growth from 3 members to 5, I put Waleed to work right away. His first task? Murder. Some of the wild men wandered way too close to our farms and started eating our crops. Now, we can't have that. Thinking we are going to have some time of peace, I decided it's time to expand a little bit. Mainly, building some batteries and a fuel generator so we don't have to rely on wind all the time. Also, building more rooms for our new members, rebuilding our kitchen to have a freezer, and a greenhouse to get ready for coming winter. Nautilus also finished researching fishing, and most members seemed to really enjoy it. Everything was going well, just nice and relaxing, and what the fuck are you two talking about? I swear to God I will never live this down. A person crash landed right in the middle of our base. Well, to the prison you go. And you get an infection. Well, good luck with that. With this, a time of relative peace was over. A group of pigskins decided it would be a great idea to raid us. And one of the raiders is Nautilus's fiancé? I didn't know you were engaged now, congrats, but this might be a problem. If I kill the raiders, Nautilus will get a huge moral debuff from watching someone he knew die, even if they are the ones attacking us. So let's try to just wound them. Maybe we could recruit them later with the power of family. Never mind. As we got close, the raiders just decided to run away. To be honest, I play Rimworld a lot, and this never happened to me before. I was very confused. But I guess I can't complain? The raid actually scared me a little bit, so I guess it's time to look into defenses. The good thing is, there are only 2 ways into our colony. But it would be even better if there was just one. So Waleed and Jack got to building a wall. With the wall finished, step 2 was to connect the cave at the top with the one on the right, border up the small openings, and voila! we got only one entrance to our base. And I couldn't have timed it better. Right as the walls were finished, another raid arrived. It was dealt with quickly. Well, back to base building. Let's get bigger table, so everyone has a place, and another raid is here. Great. And they got grenades. Great. Jack and Boo quickly rushed the one with the grenades, and thanks to that, the defense went without any major incident. Two raiders were still alive. There was an attempt to save them, but they bled out before we got to do anything. Now, I had just enough of these raids. Time to set up some traps. By making this path the only way into the base, all enemies will have to pass through here. So building a corridor with a few traps will make things way easier. Oh, great. Now Boo is on an insulting spree. Another raid? God damn it, Randy! Now, before we let this play out, I need to explain something. You see, this played out at the same time Raora from Hololive had her 3D debut, so it's safe to say I was a bit distracted. So while I was waiting for a raid of 3 to come, I maybe didn't notice another notification. A notification of another 5 raiders coming. Yeah. Wait, what the fuck? Oh no. Oh no. Well, nothing to do but fight. Our best option is to kill them quickly, before they can overwhelm us. The first raider fell to the traps. Jack and Boo immediately rushed the second one. And that's about where the good part ends. One of the raiders spewed fire breath at Jack and Boo, fortunately missing Nautilus. And then another. Boo went down, right in the middle of the fire. Jack held on, dispatching another raider. Astra finally arrived to help, and Jack went down, also on fire. This is really bad. Before Jack went down, he managed to take out all the melee raiders, so it was only ranged against ranged. I was confident Astra and Nautilus can win. That wasn't the problem. This was a race against the time, because both Boo and Jack were slowly dying on the ground. Finally, another raider went down and they gave up the assault. Astra quickly pulled Jack out of the fire and Nautilus grabbed Boo. I checked their health to see how bad they were doing. Bleed out in 8 hours. Not bad. No immediate danger on Boo? Well, that's a pleasant surprise. A lot of burns, but nothing lethal. Based on that, I got an idea. Some of the raiders were still alive, with decent stats, and decent chance on living. Boo, you can crawl back to the base, right? I believe in you. Now can save at least one of the raiders. After rescuing Jack, Astra felt bad for Boo and went back for her, while Nautilus was making his way to the prison. Sadly, the raider died right before getting them there, and Nautilus collapsed soon after. Not from injuries, but from hyperthermia. He will be fine. Sin dragged him back to his room to recover. Excuse me, what? So, yeah. Turns out I sent Astra to save Boo before she patched all of Jack's wounds. Whoops. Well, it was bound to happen sooner or later. When Waleed recovered, he dug out a grave away from all the others and buried Jack. I guess Randy felt a little bad for sending all the raids at us, because he dropped a random person into middle of our base. Again. A person with some great skills. Well, that's something. With this last raid, everything went quiet. Most people were recovering from their wounds, either physical or mental from losing one of the original members. Some coped by sleeping, some by building snowmen, but life went on. Boo got to recruiting our new fallen friend. Nautilus and Waleed went hunting, almost shooting each other. Oh god fucking damn it! Good thing it was just bunnies. And like all this wasn't enough, Sin got sick again. Okay, we can deal with that. Then he got sick again. And soon after, died. With all this happening, the morale was low and we really needed a win. So Astra started preparing some long-lasting food for an expedition. Remember the outpost with the Silings? I think it's about time we pay it a visit. I think Nautilus and Waleed should be enough to deal with whatever guards there are. They gathered the food on the road and left. And as soon as they left, another raid. Just one person. Good. That was easy enough. And we got to capture him as well. Waleed and Naut arrived at the outpost. There was just one guard, and no turrets. Well, this is gonna be easy. After taking out the guard, it was time to loot. Some food, medicine, and mainly the Psylings. We got what we came for, so it was time to head back. Back at the base, a surprise was waiting for me. A rock troll. Well, I guess it can stay. Not like I can do anything about it, even if I wanted to. Other than that, Boo finally persuaded the new person to join our group. Please welcome Nubby. After Nubby joined, he immediately took to fishing. He managed to lose a fish right away, which led to him having a mental breakdown. Soon, Nautilus and Waleed returned, and it was finally time. Let's get the Psylings ready. My original plan was to give one to Jack, since he wanted to control electricity. But I guess that's not happening anymore. So, Boo. You take the first one. Psylings are extremely powerful. They give access to multiple trees of very strong abilities. For Boo, I think Warlord. A skill tree focusing on battle and rage will be fun for her. Psylings are great, but I wanted to get even more stuff to make life of my friends easier. So I sent them to destroy a wreck to retrieve a mechanoid transponder. This transponder can be used to call in a mechanoid ship with an item we are going to need soon. More wildmen came by to steal our crops. This time though, I didn't order their peaceful removal, because they both had really good skills. So let's try and tame them, after arresting them so they can't steal our crops anymore. Well, they didn't eat our crops. Instead, they ate the other prisoner that was there. Well, still better than the crops. Let's just forget about the eating people part. Look, a trade caravan. And they sell domesticated animals. Great! This will get us another food source and much needed wool. Around this time, I finally realized that we got 2 Psylings from the outpost, and I only used 1. Well, I gave the second one to Waleed, and started him in the static ward tree. There are 2 reasons for this. Electricity is great for fighting mechanical enemies, which we will be doing very soon. And the second reason, to honor Jack, since he wanted to be a static lord. With that done, it was time to activate the mechanoid transponder. Doing that called a mechanoid ship right into our base. Fortunately, it contained only 1 mech. With Waleed's new skill, it was an easy fight, since he could stun the mech at any time. Now the thing we did this for, the mech link. By extracting the mech link from the dead body found on the ship, we get a chance to use it on ourselves. The colonist that installs the mech link will get access to creating and controlling their own mechs. But to make the best use of the mech link, it's good for someone with at least a decent crafting skills to use it. And currently that's no one here. But some good candidates are currently being tamed, so I guess we wait. In the meantime, let's expand a bit. We start mining into the mountain to make some rooms, install some solar panels, since we are going to need more power if we want to power the soon-to-be mechs and machines. I also started a new drug policy to help with the mood. Some psychic tea to relax never killed anyone. And there we go, a new member joins us, with passion for crafting. Welcome Midnight! And before I managed to do anything else other than renaming our new member, another prisoner decided to join. So, also welcome in Melly. Even though Melly being bald was very funny to me, I gave her a little bit of a makeover. And now, if we take a look at the personal goals I gave to each of my friends, Melly is actually the one that wants to command the mech army. That works out great, because she's also the one with the best crafting skill here. So I let her install the mech link, and right after installing it, a small bot crashes through the roof of our storage. The first robot under Melly's command. The bot is nothing special, but it will help out with some tasks around the base. It's also important to note that each bot under her command takes a certain amount of bandwidth. Right now, Melly's capacity is 6. To fulfill her goal of controlling at least 10 mechs, we will have to improve that later on. With Melly now taking care of all the crafting, others get to fully focus on mining out the space for the first room inside the mountain. And Randy decided to send the strangest quest I have ever seen our way. A trader needs our help taking care of 14 wild tortoises, and the reward is... Psyling? Yes, please, feel free to send all the turtles here, and let the massacre begin. Nice. We receive our reward, and I decide to give the Psyling to Nubby. And for the skill tree, let's get a protector, so he can heal and protect others during raids. Melly and Astrea shared a word about drunkenness. Knight spoke about hostile elders with Astrea. You guys are having some really strange conversations. But who am I to judge? Back to the important things. Let's take a look at the graph core we got a while back. I think it's about time we started working on our own spaceship. We won't be able to actually travel to space for a while, but it would make traveling around the planet much easier. So without thinking, I put down a very simple design. And while waiting for it to be built, I map out a little bit more of the mountain base. For now, my thinking is that this room will be a mech lab, for Melly to do all her robot stuff. This will be our new storage space, and later on the left we are going to build more workshops. That way, they are all close to the materials they need for work. While working on equipping the mech lab, we got info about another mech site that could contain another mech link. The idea of having 2 people controlling so many bots in the colony is exciting. But I feel like we would die if we try to raid it now. So we will keep that for later. The site is really close though. Like, really, really close. Oh, yeah, it's been a while since we had one of these. And it looks like Boo actually got under Waleed's skin and actually started a fight. Fortunately, they both calmed down after a few punches. After the fight, Waleed finished constructing the subcore encoder, the first station that is needed for creating more bots. At this time, Randy probably got bored from things actually going well for us and decided to send another raid our way. This time though, the raid didn't arrive on foot. They literally dropped in. And the raiders are actually really well equipped. Well, shit. Okay, let's do this. Knight and Boo, being the best melee fighters, rushed the first 2 raiders. Boo jumped in with her psi powers and immediately took down one of the raiders. Sadly, things didn't go so well for Knight, and he got dropped almost right away. Wait a minute. He got hit by a shot from Astrea? Time for Nubby to show his healing skills then. While Nubby was rushing to heal Knight, others were actually scoring hits on the raiders. But their armor was just too good and shrugged off almost all the hits. Now Boo went down. She was fighting the second raider on her own and sadly lost. Nubby managed to get some basic healing to Knight, but then caught a full burst from enemy machine gun. With that, the raiders decided this was enough and tried to retreat and take Boo prisoner. Fortunately, Nubby's healing was enough for Knight to finally get up. Still heavily wounded, now it was Knight's time to save Nubby. In the meantime, Melly, seeing Boo being dragged away, rushed forward trying to stop the raider. Soon others followed, and finally, Waleed managed to score a hit, killing the raider. Boo was bruised, but not in any immediate danger. The final raider managed to score a hit on Nautilus before finally going down. For a moment, I was thinking about taking him prisoner, but after seeing his xenotype, I decided not to. Hussars are great fighters, but they are also dependent on drugs. And I have no means to produce them for now, so he would just go mad sooner or later. But the crisis wasn't over. Nubby had 2 hours before bleeding out. There was no time to bring any medicine from the storage, and Astrea, as our main doctor, was too far to get to him in time. So in a desperate move to save Nubby's life, I gave Knight the doctor role, even though his skill in medicine is just 2, and told him to try. This is going to be close. Astrea going berserk. Now! And she's right outside Nubby's room. Oh no, oh no. In her rage, she charged into the room and started taking out her anger on Knight. Even while assaulted by her fists, Knight didn't care. He still continued trying to save Nubby, until Astrea fully knocked him out. And Nubby bled out. Outside, Waleed caught onto Astrea, pacified her, and dragged her into her room. And that was it. Another friend dead. And the worst thing, the Psylink absolutely wasted. So I think, with this tragic loss, Waleed burying another one of his friends, and everyone else recovering from their wounds, we end the first part of the story here, and start the next one with a great raid on an ancient barracks to show Randy that he cannot break us, and that we will survive.